Hello, I'm Barrett Scumaker. Our team has selected Delta Airlines as our capstone project, and today we will present the firm's strategic challenge, an analysis of its environment and existing strategy, and recommend alternate strategies to improve or expand its current standing. I will present the firm's description and strategic challenge. Sid Woodruff will cover the external analysis. Pratik Nathu will assess the internal analysis, and Karan Patel will review alternate strategies and provide recommendations. Delta Airlines is a leading global airline serving more than 190 million customers across 6 continents. With 290 destinations and more than 4,000 flights daily, they boast a workforce of 100,000 employees and are lauded as America's most awarded airline. Utilizing strategic partnerships with such carriers as Aeromexico, Air France KLM, China Eastern, Korean Air, LATAM Airlines in Chile, WestJet, and Virgin Atlantic, their coverage of local and exotic locales is truly impressive. But Delta is not limited to strictly passenger flights. Delta Cargo, an offshoot from Delta Airlines, is an industry-leading shipping solution couriering 13 million packages through their network annually. The strategic challenges associated with Delta are not unique, but are felt by many airlines in one form or another. The operational costs associated with air travel and shipping are continually increasing as global economic uncertainties continue to mount. These costs present themselves in a number of ways, including parts and labor shortages, supply chain breakdowns, and increases in not only the maintenance and repair costs, but also the skilled labor required for upkeep and repairs and their associated wages. Add to that, a decrease in leisure travel as the cost of living has increased has resulted in an overall 8% decrease in value per share of Delta stock. And now, Sid will discuss the external analysis.
Thank you, Barrett, for such a great introduction. My name is Sid, and today I'll be talking about external analysis. We will start with a dynamic overview of the industry, moving into the pestle, then 5 forces, and bring it all together with a summary of how strategic challenge is met, impacted, or reduced via the external view. Let's start with the dynamics of the industry. The airline industry is overall profitable and expects strong future growth. We can see that as the pandemic and economical impacts start to slow down and become more quote unquote normal, that the amount of flyers and operating revenue is increasing. This was predicted by the International Air Transport Association, which you can see in the right table. For 2023 to 2024, we see a 0.1% increase in net profit margin. Now, it's not for lack of efforts. We do see an increase in operating revenue overall. However, the operating cost is expected to go up at a comparable level, reducing the amount of net profit increase. Areas that impact this operating cost could be seen as aviation fuel, as it's a specialty with limited suppliers, and the suppliers having the ability to increase prices and control the limited market overall. In review of pestle analysis, we see the blue being the highlighted that goes directly to our strategic challenge. The rest are there for your review. Economical being the inflation and pandemic economic impacts. As inflation increases, the cost of goods and services are going up, and as demand increases due to increased travelers, we see that cost of operating is going to continue to rise. That does mean that buyers, such as people that would like to fly, are seeing an increase in flight, and that is causing hesitancy to continue travel with the rise of living costs as well. So Delta, how they're combating that and mitigating this issue to maintain profitability is through reduced fares, benefits, and marketing. Social aspect, we still do see a 28.3% increase in travel in the industry overall, and Delta is enjoying this increase as it's combating the operating expenses, giving them record increases over the first quarter of 2024. And then in review of the five forces, we see that suppliers do still have that strong power because of the limited amount, specific requirements for suppliers such as jet fuel, which is a more strict type of fuel compared to such as something for your car, and allowing them to control costs as demand increases. And then this is slightly mitigated through healthy rivalry between comparable airlines such as American, United, and Southwest, who do hold much of the market share, each of them. Forces Delta to continue to maintain and improve benefits, keep prices stable, and strongly maintain their competitive advantage. So overall, while they are having a strategic challenge of labor, supplier cost, we are seeing an increase in their profitability because they are maintaining and pivoting as required to through their strategic choices while they combat these strategic challenges. Now I'm going to pass this off to Pratik to talk about internal analysis.
Thanks, Sid. Now let's talk about Delta's internal analysis. The strategic challenge that Delta faces is an economy that's constantly changing and includes components such as higher operating costs. This challenge affects the firm by creating an environment where it's hard for Delta to capitalize on its competitive advantage. Let's first talk about Delta's resources. The primary resource that Delta has is a strong brand reputation. Their current reputation identifies them as a premium airline. Delta has this reputation because of their amazing customer service. Their customer service results from their focus on stakeholders, such as customers and employees. For their customers, Delta does invest in new locations and in the digital aspects of the business. For their employees, Delta fosters a work environment that promotes diversity, inclusion, and amazing pay. They even have a program where they share profits with their employees. In 2023, payments from this program amounted to $1.4 billion. This allows Delta to hire the best employees. The VRIO framework can be used to assess a resource. It helps determine whether a resource is valuable, rare, expensive to imitate, and also if the company is organized enough to maximize the resource's value. A strong reputation is valuable, as customers want to be familiar with the company that they plan on using anything from. It's rare, as many other companies fail to gain the ability to create a strong brand reputation. It's expensive to imitate, as many other companies don't have the funds to serve their customers and employees like Delta does. The company is also organized, as they have a clear vision of the company or what they need to do. This framework shows that Delta has a sustainable competitive advantage. One capability that Delta has is that they're self-aware. They know what their specialty is in and the process required to expand that specialty. Delta understands that they're seen as a premium airline. This has led to them focusing on their premium services, such as their first class and Delta One services. Delta also splits their customer base into different groups based on their needs, which has reduced their dependence on customers who are extremely reactive to price changes. Delta doesn't shy away from who they really are. Instead, they embrace it. One of Delta's core competencies is that they have one of the most well-known names in the airline industry. This is due to their excellent service and their positive relationship with employees. Going back to the strategic challenge, an ever-changing economy and something such as high operating costs can definitely affect Delta's competitive advantage in a negative way. Delta's premium services to its customers and employees aren't cheap. If costs become too much for Delta, they can scale back on some of these services. This can ruin the reputation that Delta has. Delta may also have to change its business processes, which can affect its capabilities. If they have to change the way they conduct business, they will have to go through a new learning curve. If Delta abandons everything that they're known for, this will ruin their core competency. In all, this strategic challenge is a risk to Delta and its competitive advantage. Now I hand it off to Karan to talk about alternative strategies and recommendations.
Thank you, Pratik. Now let's talk about alternative strategies and recommendations. For the first strategy that Delta Airlines could pursue to address the strategic challenge and strengthen competitive advantage is to expand the ancillary service. This strategy aligns with the broader trend in the airline industry towards unbundling services and generating additional revenue streams beyond ticket sales. An associate analysis would be revenue diversification. Some pros for this analysis will include increased revenue streams, enhanced customer experience, and competitive differences. Some cons will include customer backlash, regulatory challenges, and increased operational complexity. A second strategy would be fleet optimization. This strategy involves retiring older, less fuel-efficient aircraft and investing in newer, more efficient models. This strategy also involves potentially adjusting the size and configuration of its fleet based on market dynamics. An associated analysis would be fleet analysis and optimization. Some pros for analysis would be cost savings, improved operational efficiency, and environmental benefits. Some cons would be capital investment requirements and market uncertainty and transition challenge. Based off the two strategies stated, the one that we would recommend is to expand and accelerate service offerings. Ancillary service generated $75.6 billion in revenue for the global airline industry in 2019, indicating a significant market opportunity for Delta. Research shows that 80% of travelers consider in-flight entertainment crucial, highlighting the importance of ancillary service and enhancing the customer experience. Delta faces potential risks such as customer backlash to fee increases and regulating constraints on ancillary service offerings. Delta plans to mitigate these risks by leveraging data analysis for pricing adjustments and engaging proactively with regulatory authorities. Modernizing operational systems can lead to a 10% increase in efficiency and 15% reduction in operating costs, supporting Delta's long-term sustainability. This strategy aligns with Delta's goals of maximizing revenue and enhancing the customer experience, reinforcing its position as a leader in the airline industry. This concludes our presentation. Thank you.